Wednesday, September 30th. Final words of Judges chapter 6, beginning at verse 33. Soon afterward, the enemies of Midian, Amalek, and the people of the east formed an alliance against Israel and crossed the Jordan, camping in the valley of Jezreel. Then the Spirit of the Lord clothed Gideon with power. He blew a ram's horn as a call to arms, and the men of the clan of Abiezer came to him. He also sent messengers throughout Manasseh, Asher, Zebulun, and Naphtali, summoning their warriors, and all of them responded. Then Gideon said to God, "If you are truly going to use me to rescue Israel as you promised, prove it to me in this way. I will put a wool fleece on the threshing floor tonight. If the fleece is wet with dew in the morning, but the ground is dry, then I will know that you are going to help me rescue Israel as you promised." And that is just what happened. When Gideon got up early the next morning, he squeezed the fleece and wrung out a whole bowl full of water. Then Gideon said to God, "Please, don't be angry with me, but let me make one more request. Let me use the fleece for one more test. This time, let the fleece remain dry while the ground around it is wet with dew." So that night God did as Gideon asked. The fleece was dry in the morning, but the ground was covered with dew. This is one of the best known parts of Gideon's story. And probably because we've all laid fleeces one way or another when we've been uncertain about things, when we've been seeking confirmation. And there isn't anything wrong with that sometimes. But the truth is that sometimes our fleeces have more to do with us than whether we're really listening to God's plans and trying to confirm his call on our lives. Sometimes we lay out fleeces that are beyond real confirmation. "Father, if you really want me to be a doctor, then you will help me pass this exam." Which sounds perfectly reasonable, depending on whether or not you've actually done any work for the exam. If you're just asking for his presence, for calmness, for him to bring things to mind, then that's fine. But if you've spent all month partying instead of studying, well, it's not really a fleece, is it? Sometimes we can lay out things so specifically that, well, it just means we have so little confidence in what God is asking us to do that we're really putting God to the test. Lord, if George Clooney comes and knocks on my door today, I'll know that I'm meant to, well. But I want you to think about where Gideon was when he asked for this fleece. He'd already put the angel to the test by preparing a meal. He'd already been obedient to the call of the angel of the Lord by going out and destroying the statue of Baal and the Asherah pole, even if he did it at night. And he had already been filled with the power of God and sent out the call to the peoples around to come and be ready to fight. All Gideon was asking was that final piece of confidence building assurance that God was on their side, because this was going to be a life-changing battle. "Father, if the fleece is wet and the ground is dry," and in the morning he puts his hand out. And I sometimes wonder, what was he hoping for? Was he hoping it would be wet or that it wouldn't? And he even says to God, "Look, don't be angry with me, but please just do it the opposite way around, just to be sure." And the thing is, God does it. God knows Gideon's heart. God knows that his desire is to do what God wants him to do. He just needs that bit of assurance. So my question to you today is, how much do you want to know what God wants you to do? How much do you believe that God has a plan and a call on your life? And are you willing to ask him the question, here I am, what do you want me to do? Father, you've planted me here. How can I be of service? Do you want God to answer those questions? And then if you hear his answer, if you feel the call, then is the time to say, Lord, look, I've heard what you say. I want to follow you. I want to be obedient, but just give me that extra assurance, that extra piece of the puzzle that confirms to me it's not just in my own head. It's not just my own dream. I have listened. I have prayed. I have looked to your word. And in all those things, I believe I'm on the right path. I believe I'm ready. Now I just need that final assurance so that I can be the right person in the right place to fulfill your plan for me today, tomorrow. Your plan for me within the church. Your plan for me within the workplace. Your plan for me within politics. Your plan for me standing up for faith. Your plan for me standing up for the planet. Whatever it is that is your passion combined with the call of God, then is the time to say, here I am, I'm ready. Just give me the assurance I need. But it begins with, here I am. It begins with, I want you to use me. It begins with, Father, I want to hear your voice. Help me tune out the distractions. Help me tune out the doubts so that I can be your servant, useful in achieving your plans. Maybe not today. Maybe I just take the first step today and listen and ask. But there will come a time when you step out in faith and you can be Gideon for God. Are you willing? Are you ready? Will you have a fleece that you'll lay out? But when you get the answer, will you see it through to the end? Let's see what Gideon did. See you tomorrow.